Hello again, everybody. Takedown Wrestling, Scott Casper with you. The NWCA All-Star Classic is coming up November 1st. One of those that'll be in the event, Cornell's Gabe Dean. He'll face Old Dominion's Jack Decow on that very special day in Philly. He joins us now. Does Gabe, number one in the country. How are you?
Good. How are you, Scott?
Good, buddy. Congratulations, first of all, on a job well done and the status that accompanies that. Nice way to end the year. Third place finish, but going into this year, you're the number one guy. How's that feel?
It's nice, but you got to remind yourself it's just a ranking, So, and keep working on the things you need to work on and keep improving. So, but it's a nice accolade for sure.
So it's a true number 3 versus number 4 from last year's NCAA championships. You did beat Deco 5-4 for the third place bout, so I got to believe there's a little heat on him to come back to try to beat you. But it was cool because you guys were in the semifinals as freshmen, and now you are motivated by one more year. And I tell you what, it's this is one of those that is going to be a great battle. Are you excited about it?
Yeah. Just he's a good competitor, and he'll fight hard. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Actually, I didn't even know who I was wrestling until you just told me though. So.
Yeah, right. It's pretty exciting. I thought you did know.
Yeah.
And I believe who else is Nishan Garrett.
Yeah.
Nishan is going to be wrestling Joey Dance, so it's not going to be like you're the only one there. Quite a year for us in front of us, and it all starts at this event. It's a pretty special event. Is this one of those things that's on a wrestler's bucket list?
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool, like what the NWCA puts on, and kind of it's kind of like a fan favorite kind of thing where they can come watch, the best wrestlers in the country. And I think that's really cool that they do that. And for me, it's an honor to be asked and to be a part of it. So, I guess you could say it's on a bucket list of a wrestler.
It's a long way from Lowell High School in Michigan for you. Last year, 40-3. Your only losses coming to the two top wrestlers in the weight at that time. But you led your team in many ways. I think Coach Cole has described you as a team leader. I don't know where that comes from, but talk to us about the early years for you in wrestling. How old were you when you started?
I played football in high school, and I played quarterback, so I was kind of just thrown into it at a young age. I was brought up to the varsity team as a sophomore, and I had to learn quick. So I think being in that position in football actually really helped me all through high school. And then, having my dad and my uncle as my coaches. My uncle was my football coach. My dad was my wrestling coach all through high school. And having them as, and mentoring me on how to be a good leader and lead by example. And, as I went through high school, I think really helped me, kind of evolve into a potential leadership spot. And thankfully, I turned out decent in college. So I could fall right back into that spot on this team, and it's an honor to be in that spot, being the number 2 team in the country right now. So it's awesome.
Well, yeah, tied for number 2. Let's tied for 2 with the University of Iowa. There we go.
Yeah.
So continuing to look at how you evolved going into college, how did you make the decision to go to Cornell?
I wasn't recruited a ton coming out of high school. I only won the state championship once. I lost my senior year in the finals. So I wasn't like a superstar coming out, but Cornell, they saw me wrestle at like Flow Nationals a couple of years, and they're like, yeah, this kid, he could be good. And they came to my house on July 1st, and I fell in love with Coach Hahn and Coach Cole right away. And I came out here on an official visit, and I committed right on the spot. So
I gotta believe that Minnesota was at least on the wall of possibilities, wasn't it?
Yeah. They were going through some coaching changes, and they were really busy and they couldn't. I'd get calls. I'd get calls from Agam and Jay, um, and because my obviously my dad, but they weren't in a position to really come out and see me, or we never really set up anything for me to go out there and see it, and so it just it just didn't work out.
As a former wrestler at Minnesota, your dad, Division One runner-up, two-time Big Ten Conference champ for Minnesota. What was his thoughts about potentially going to Cornell, choosing Cornell over Minnesota or another Big Ten school, for example?
He told me right from the get-go, Gabe, whatever decide and fall in love with which school, me and your mom will have your back no matter what. We'll obviously have our own inputs, but yeah, we'll support whatever decision you make. And they came out with me when I visited here, and they love this place. My dad's here, working now, and it's kind of become a huge part of our family.
I got a lot of respect for your dad and all that he's done for the sport of wrestling. Give him our best, your mom Bethany as well. You were not just a wrestler; you were also a football player. As a matter of fact, in your 3 years as a starter, you were able to grab up 60 touchdowns. 60 touchdowns.
Yeah, yep. I played football in high school, and that stat actually is I get made fun of for that stat a lot. It's actually funny because they messed it up. That was just in 1 year, and I had like my junior year. I actually had over 60 touchdowns in that 1 year, but they say it's for my career, but it's not a big deal. It's kind of funny. It was something we all laugh about, but yeah, I started at quarterback all 3 years, and had the opportunity to play in 3 state finals games at Ford Field, which was
pretty cool,
really cool experience, and came away with one of those and lost the other two. So it was an awesome, some of my best memories come from high school football, and a town that loves football so much. It was really fun.
We're talking with Gabe Dean of Cornell. He'll be facing Old Dominion's Jack Deco. They finished third and fourth, respectively, last year at the NCAA Division I championships in Oklahoma City at 84. Right now, Gabe Dean sits in the catbird seat at number 1 in his weight. They'll be facing each other at this year's NWCA All-Star Classic, November 1st. Fans, we don't want you to miss this. Want to make sure you get your tickets. Go to the allstarclassic.com. You can check out NWCA online as well. But get your tickets. I think they start at $10, and they work their way all the way up to like a couple $100. But wrestling at the Palestra, a house of wrestling, man, that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, the Palestra is a cool place to wrestle. I wrestled there actually twice this past year. One for the AIWA championships, and then we dual pen there. So it's a really, really awesome atmosphere.
And representing Cornell, is that pretty special for you, that opportunity?
Yeah. It's an amazing opportunity, just to be able to wear that C and represent not only your program but the university, in that setting. So
you and Nishan are going to be the 14th and 15th wrestler of all time to wrestle in this event and represent Cornell. By the way, we're going to see each other again at the Grapple at the Garden too in in December in New York City.
Yeah. That's always a fun. I did that for the first time last year, and I thought that was super cool, to wrestle at Madison Square Garden, and I thought that was super fun. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Gabe, what do you want to tell your fans out there? Let's invite them to follow you along to this wonderful event in Philadelphia.
Just thank you for all the support and all the love that you've shown me this past year, and let's keep it rolling into this year.
This is a great guy. Sports Illustrated Faces in the crowd, January 20th issue, 2014. He's one of the best out there right now, literally at his weight and in the sport. Gabe Dean has been our guest, a starter for Cornell at 184, and he'll be a proud member of the cast of the NWCA All-Star Classic this year. Gabe, thanks for the time today. We appreciate it. Our best to Coach Cole, your mom and dad as well. It's always good talking with you, man.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. You're awesome at what you do, so you make it easy.
We could talk for another 5, 10 minutes if you want. I'm teasing you. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Even I get a little shy. I appreciate it. It's Gabe Dean. It's been our guest. We'll look forward to seeing him on November 1st in Philadelphia at the NWCA All-Star Classic presented by Wrestlers and Business Network.